What's up everyone, John from My Chemical Mouse Rat here. I want to talk about the My Chemical Romance reunion and the leakage that Joe Jonas may have put out into the world and why I don't feel that it's valid at all. It doesn't make any sense. So today I'm going to kind of be debunking that, some of the rumors, and also offering alternatives as to what I actually think is going on. If you're a My Chemical Romance fan and you're somehow out of the loop, you haven't seen all of the plethora of headlines floating around, did the Jonas Brothers just leak a My Chemical Romance reunion? People are so desperate for those clicks that they will run with this story even if it doesn't make any sense. And the poor fans, I get it, you adore them, you want them to get back together, but on paper, does this actually make any sense? No. To fill you in on the missing context here, Kiss FM over in the UK, a popular radio station, were interviewing the Jonas Brothers shortly after their album Happiness Begins released. One of the interviewers brought up the fact that My Chemical Romance were probably something that most people had listened to, I'd been listening to them, and then Joe Jonas chimes in about how the Jonas Brothers were rehearsing in New York, and what do you know, he says that My Chemical Romance were rehearsing together there too. Now, Joe, I think that maybe you were doing one of two things. The first thing, you were stirring for the sake of stirring, and two, more than likely, you probably knew or else didn't know that it was actually just one of the members, like say Frank Iero or Gerard Way rehearsing, and more than likely, it was probably Frank because that would make the most sense. Now, why am I a skeptic? Why don't I actually think that this is a My Chemical Romance reunion? Well, it just doesn't make sense for any of the members right now, where they're at in their personal lives, what they have going on in terms of business, their other endeavors. Frank Iero and the Future Violence, his current iteration and lineup of his solo project, just put out their album Barriers on May 31st. And I don't think that he would be touring with them right now if they were somehow reforming My Chemical Romance. Now, The Umbrella Academy just came out for Gerard Way. That was on Netflix. That was an adaptation of his comic book series. And also, he just put out one of the final editions of a certain series of the actual comic book, The Umbrella Academy. So, again, he has his hands tied with press circuits. There's a lot going on there. I think he's working on a novel as well. And Mikey Way, he just had a child, the bassist of My Chemical Romance, the brother of Gerard Way. He's got a new kid. He's busy with his family right now. Would he really take off right after they had the child? And Ray Toro, who knows where the hell Ray is? Poor guy, I know he doesn't get enough love. He's an extremely talented guitarist, one of my favorite members of MCR for his sheer talent and that magnitude that he possesses. But again, where in the world is Ray Toro? I have three theories on what Joe Jonas of the Jonas Brothers thinks he saw with My Chemical Romance reuniting. One, he mentioned that he thought they broke up. Well, they did, Joe, just to confirm that. But also, yes, all of the members are doing their solo things. Pretty much everything I brought up to this point with what they were doing, what they're doing in their personal lives, the music that they're pursuing. Everybody from Gerard Way to Ray Toro and Mikey have all had their musical endeavors, but they have stuff outside of that as well. And honestly, I've been loving it, and I really don't want to see My Chemical Romance reunite just because I feel like it would be for monetary gain and not because they actually want to play together, at least not yet. I've got on the record, I made an entire video about that before. Now, the second reason, and my explanation for it, is that he saw Frank Iero and thought it was My Chemical Romance. He mistook the entire band behind him being My Chemical Romance, just saw Frank and was like, oh yeah, we were both pretty popular in like 2007, 2008. This must be My Chemical Romance, the entire band. And he got a look at Frank and that was the end of that and he ran with the story. Now, I think that that's probably the best explanation for what actually happened because it wouldn't make sense, I don't think, for the band to be rehearsing in New York City. They're from New Jersey, first of all, and not that they couldn't rehearse in New York City, but the band often do still meet up, but just as friends and discuss business things and everything like that. That's what Frank and Gerard and other members have said in the past. Now, the third and final explanation here is that he saw possibly Gerard Way and Ray Toro performing together and rehearsing a song. Now, that's very possible. Maybe they're doing an upcoming event, maybe a press circuit for something, promoting the Umbrella Academy or something related to it. You might know that they did a cover song of a Vanilla Bob track called Hazy Shade of Winter. That was actually something that came out on the soundtrack for the Umbrella Academy. They teamed up for that and everybody was very excited. But I feel that maybe that's the only other alternative here. I really don't think that he saw the entire band. I would love to be proven wrong and for it to be awesome, but please don't get your hopes up. Did Joe Jonas leak a My Chemical Romance reunion? In my opinion, 110% no. I don't think this is happening. It doesn't make sense in any timeline or universe right now, but I would love to know what you're thinking in the comments section down below. This, of course, is just my takeaway and opinion, so any comments and discussion is welcomed. And, of course, drop a like on the video while you're here, subscribe to the channel, and if you want to check out my video that I did on My Chemical Romance, why I wish that they wouldn't get back together, I don't want that reunion necessarily, even though they are my second favorite band, then tap the card below me right now. Other than that, another news video right here, socials in the description down below, including my Patreon page, and I'll see you soon for more right here on Beyond ARTV.